So, Thomas Massie has lost the Republican primary in Kentucky's 4th congressional district. He lost the election 54.29 to 45.71%, a little under 9,000 votes, but, a win is a win under first past the post. And I would like to tell those who voted for Thomas Massie that in the end, obviously I would not suggest voting for the Democrats. That's they are weak. They're not actually going to rein in this president's historic levels of corruption, but they should leave that part of the ballot blank in November. The Libertarian Party of Kentucky should have nominated a candidate. Unfortunately, they did not. And even though Massie would probably not win a general election as a third-party candidate, I personally think he should try anyway, because in this day and age, he could make it competitive. And let's be honest, Massie's district is so Republican, a Democrat would be like the third-party candidate in that race. So all these people who are worrying about if Massie were to run as an independent, which he said he won't, that's not going to split the district and give it to the Democrats. Not at all. But for all these people that are upset that Massie lost the primary, but they had voted for Donald Trump in 2024, I don't know what to tell you. I remember telling plenty of these people over and over and over again in 2020 and 2024 that Donald Trump was absolutely a disaster as president, a disaster on civil liberties, a disaster on the economy, on fiscal responsibility, and plenty of them voted for him anyway. If Donald Trump had not been returned to the White House, he would be irrelevant, because at the end of the day, he himself had said he would not have run in 2028 if he lost in 24. And at that point, people would have the mental permission to move on and say, why do we need to worry about what some 80-year-old demented rapist has to say? I mean, the fact that all these Republicans in elected positions have to worry about incurring his wrath when he is swirling the drain politically and is in his supposedly golden years. They are all worried about him and what he thinks of them, and they will do anything they can to get an endorsement. And in the end, they get screwed over anyway. Look at John Cornyn, a disaster Republican who capitulated to Trump on the filibuster, and Trump endorsed his opponent anyway. And I know the Dark Conservatarian and I were talking a little while ago about if Massie lost the Republican primary, and I'd like to just say to Dark Con this: look, I don't hate you. If I hated you, I wouldn't want to have anything to do with you, but you kind of own everything this president has done because, you're a casual Trump voter. The cultist ones were going to vote for him no matter what, and they are also guilty of every single bad thing he and his administration does, but the casual ones had the power to vote for anybody else besides this president in the primary. They could have voted for anybody else in the general election. I mean, seriously, they could have really found anyone to just say, you know what, screw it, I'm voting for them. But they had to vote for this president, and now gas prices are higher than ever before. The cost of living's worse. He wants to raise the cost of housing, and he does not care that people can't afford basic necessities. That is MAGA in a nutshell. Every person who voted for this president owns every single bad thing he does, and anything that goes good in this country is in spite of him, not because of him. In the end, it is a single House district in Kentucky, and there will be another person one day, somewhere in the country, that can carry the mantle of freedom, because Thomas Massie did the right thing even though it would cost him his political career, to force the release of the Epstein files, to oppose the big bullshit bill, which will increase the national debt dramatically. The MAGAs have shown they don't care about math, they do not care about fiscal responsibility, they just feed off of cruelty and, AI slop. They make a lot of AI slop. It is unbelievable the amount of water they waste arguing with Grok over basic facts, and also making these stupid, out-of-touch memes, and then they are worrying about the effects of data centers. It's just appalling, the cognitive dissonance that they have, but then again, this is MAGA. This is how they always will be. Otherwise, they wouldn't be MAGA. And it's so funny that you could point out Thomas Massie's actual opinions, or your own actual opinions as a libertarian or libertarian-leaning person, and there will always be that one idiot that will be like, well, man, you just sound like a Democrat. And then you take a look at their profile, and you can tell they look like they are white trash in a trailer park, and their teeth are not consecutively in a row. Anyway, that is all for now. I am making a video response to the Dark Conservatarian's half-hour television show program, so if you are interested in a feature-length film, it will take me a while to edit my response, so this is just to get this off my chest, and as far as I'm concerned, if any MAGA is upset with it, you can have a debate with me whenever you want.